Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at kung gabi niyo po ito pinapanood, magandang gabi po. And this is the last topic for Grade 8 Mathematics, Week 1.04, which is factoring polynomials, sum and difference of two cubes. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng two cubes? Kung naalala niyo po yung lection natin last time, patungkol po sa perfect square, halimbawa na lang po ng perfect square is 4. Bakit sinabing 4 is a perfect square? Dahil ang mga factors ng 4 ay dalawang magkakaparehong number, which is 2. 2 times 2, or pwede nating isulat na 2 raised to the power of 2. So 4 is a perfect square. 16 is also a perfect square. Bakit? Dahil alam po natin na isa sa mga factors ng 16 ay 4 times 4, or pwede nating isulat 4 squared, or 4 to the power, raised to the power of 2. 100 is also perfect square. Dahil po, isa sa mga factors ng 100 ay 10 times 10 or 10 raised to the power of 2. Sa pansin niyo pong lahat, 4, 16, and 100 are examples of perfect squares dahil nga po yung mga factors nila ay dalawang magkakapareho. 2 times 2, which is 4, equals 4. 4 times 4 equals 16. And 10 times 10 equals 100. Kagaya lang po dito, yung 2 cubes sa perfect square. Ang pinagkaiba lang po ay sa cube naman, hindi siya raised to the power of 2, kundi raised to the power of 3. So one of the examples of a perfect cube is 8. Bakit? Dahil factors po ng 8, mag-iisip po tayo ng tatlong numero na magkakapareho at kung i-multiply natin yung tatlong magkapareho, yung product is 8. So, 8 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2. Or pwede natin isulat 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay. 27 is also an example of a perfect cube. Bakit? Because 3 times 3 times 3 is equal to 27. Isa-isahin po natin nang sa ganun ay hindi po tayo maguluhan. 3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 is equal to 27. O pwede natin isulat 3 raised to the power of 3. Ano pa po ba yung mga examples ng perfect cube? 125 is also an example of a perfect cube. Dahil po, ang factors ng 125 na tatlong magkakapareho ay 5 times 5 times 5. Isa-isahin po natin. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. At pwede natin isulat 5 raised to the power of 3 or 5 cube. Huling halimbawa ng perfect cube. 1,000. 1,000 is also an example of perfect cube. Bakit? 10 times 10 times 10 is equal to 1,000. Dahan-dahanin po natin. 10 times 10 is equal to 100. Times 10 is equal to 1,000. At pwede nating isulat ito 10 raised to the power of 3. Okay, yun lamang po. Actually, napakadami niyan. And ganun lang po ang paraan para malaman natin kung perfect cube ang isang number. Paano naman if we are dealing with variables or literal coefficients? Let's say, for example, x to the power of 3. Okay, x cube is an example of perfect cube. Bakit? Pareho lang sa ginawa natin sa mga numbers. Mag-iisip tayo ng tatlong magkakaparehong variables na kung imumultiply natin ito, ang product ay x to the power of 3. So what are the factors of x cube? X cube can be expressed as x times x times x. Law of multiplying variables, once they have the same variable, you just have to add their exponent. There is an imaginary 1 as the exponent, imaginary 1, and kung i-add natin yung tatlo, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that will give us 3 as the sum. So, ibig sabihin, x cube is a perfect cube. Ano pa po? X raised to 9. Pwede ba? Is x raised to 9 a perfect cube? Opo. And ano ngayon ang mga factors ng 9, ng x raised to 9 na tatlong magkakapareho? X raised to 9 is equal to x cubed times x cubed times x cubed. Okay. Again, law of multiplying variables or polynomials, i-add lang po natin yung mga exponent nila. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. So, ang tanong, paano nga ba natin malalaman kung isang variable ay perfect cube? Kagaya na lamang ng x raised to 30. Agad-agad po ba nating malalaman kung perfect cube siya? Opo naman. X raised to 30 is a perfect cube. Bakit? As long as divisible ang exponent to 3, ibig sabihin, perfect cube ang term or ang variable. Because x raised to 30 can be expressed as tatlong magkakapareho. X raised to 10 times x raised to 10 times x raised to 10. 10 plus 10 plus 10 will give you 30 as the exponent. So x raised to 30 is a perfect cube. How about x raised to 28? Is x raised to 28 a perfect cube? Hindi. Tama. Hindi siya perfect cube. Dahil 28 mismo is not divisible by 3. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-isip ng mga factors na magkakapareho. Subukan natin. X raised to 10, x raised to 10, and yung isa, 8 lang. And dapat, tatlong factors yung magkakapareho. Naiintindihan po ba? Magaling. Alright. Dumako naman po tayo sa kung paano po natin if-factor ang sum and difference of two cubes. Ito lamang po yung dalawang ipa-familiarize nyo lang or i-memorize nyo lang. X cubed plus y cubed is equal to the quantity of x plus y times the quantity of x squared minus xy plus y squared. Okay, This is for the sum of two cubes. Sum kasi ang operation involved is addition, and two cubes because these two terms are all perfect cubes. X cubed minus y cubed is equal to x minus y, or the quantity of x minus y, times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay. So, ito lamang po yung dalawang bagay na dapat nyong i-familiarize or i-memorize nang sa ganun ay mapadali yung buhay nyo sa pag-factor ng sum and difference of two cubes. Pero ang tanong, paano po ba natin to maa-apply? Okay, simulan natin sa sum. Unang halimbawa, x cubed plus 8. Okay, ito yung i-factor natin. X cubed plus 8. The first term is a perfect cube because the exponent is divisible by 3. 8 is also a perfect cube because its factors are 2 times 2 times 2. Paano po i-factor? Equals, susundin lang po natin yung nakalagay dito sa taas. X plus y. And paano nga ba nakuha itong x plus y? Bakit naging x plus y na lang? Tama. Kinuha po yung cube root ng bawat term. Cube root. Kung may square root po tayo na nag-isip tayo ng dalawang magkakapareho, meron din po tayong cube root. Mag-iisip po tayo ng tatlong magkakaparehong numero or letra. Kung i-multiply mo, ito yung sagot. Okay, kunin natin yung cube root. What is the cube root of x cubed? Mag-iisip po tayo ng tatlong letra. Tatlong letra. Yung tatlong letra na i-multiply natin nang sa ganun ay makuha natin ang x cube ay x times x times x. Di po ba? X times x times x is equal to x cube. So, ibig sabihin, isa lang po yung kukunin natin sa tatlo. X times x times x, or the cube root of x cube ay x. Naintindihan po ba? Very good. Dumako naman tayo sa 8. What is the cube root of 8? 2. Tama. Ang galing. Bakit 2? Kasi nga, yung tatlong magkakapareho na mga factors ng 8 ay 2 times 2 times 2. At uulitin ko, yung isa lang ang kukunin. The cube root of 8 is 2. Ibig sabihin, ito na ngayon yung ilalagay natin as substitute dito. Una, gumawa ka ng parenthesis. Ang cube root ng unang term ay x. Just follow the operation used, plus, and ang cube root of 8 is 2. Yun. Tapos na po tayo sa unang parenthesis. Sa pangalawa naman, open parenthesis. Kung napapansin niyo po, kunin po natin yung square ng first term. Ano nga ba yung first term? Ito yung first term. At ang square ng x ay x squared. Square ng x ay x squared. Paano po ba yun nangyari? Anong ibig sabihin ng square ng x? Okay. Square ng x is x squared. And the exponent tells us how many times we are going to multiply the base. X squared, 2 is the exponent, x is the base. Meaning to say, dalawang beses nating imumultiply yung x. So, x times x. And we know that there is an imaginary one. So, the product is x. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. So, the square of x is x squared. Copy the operation used, minus, then get the product of first and last term on this parenthesis. Imumultiply natin yung value ng x at value ng y. And dito yan sila nanggaling. These two values here, or two variables, came from the cube root of the given. And ang cube root ng first term na given natin is x. And ang cube root ng 8 is 2. Imumultiply po natin ang x and 2. Ano po yung product? Tama, 2x. And lastly, copy the operation plus square of the second term on this parenthesis. Sa given natin dito, this is the value of x and this is the value of y. So, we must get the square of 2. So, balik tayo dito. Kanina, the square of x. And the answer is x squared. Ngayon, the square of 2 naman. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na ito siya is 2 times 2. Imumultiply mo ang base sa exponent. Dahil mali yun. Again, uulitin ko, the exponent tells us how many times we are going to multiply the base. And since 2 yung exponent, ibig sabihin, yung base natin ay 2, ay dalawang beses nating imumultiply. 2 times 2. Kung sasabihin nyo, sir, pareho lang naman. Pareho lang naman, sir. 2 times 2, 4 pa rin naman. Eh, paano kapag iba na ang number? Let's say, for example, 3 squared. Klaro pa ba? Okay, 3 squared. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin 3 squared is equal to 6. Kasi nga, ginawa mo, nag-multiply ka ng exponent to the base. Mali yun. Dahil ang correct answer for 3 squared is 9. Bakit 9? Kasi sabi sa exponent, dalawang beses mong imumultiply ang base, which is 3. So, 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So, mag-iingat po tayo sa mga ganyang pagkakamali paminsan. Dahil based on my experience, dyan po talaga nagkakamali yung mga mag-aaral. So, erase ko na po. Example lang po ito. Balikan po natin, the square of y, and the value of y here is 2, and the square of 2 is 4, meaning to say, our last number for our final answer is 4. Ito na ngayon ang factored form. Factored form of x cubed plus 8. The quantity of x plus 2 times the quantity of x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay. Medyo malito-lito pa konti. So, bibigyan ko kayo ng iba pang halimbawa. Okay. x cubed plus 1,000. Okay. Our next example is x cubed plus 1,000. X cubed is a perfect cube. 1,000 is also a perfect cube. And the operation used is addition, meaning to say, this is the sum of two cubes. Una pong gagawin, kukunin po natin ang cube root ng bawat term. What is the cube root of x cubed? X. Pero paano nalaman x? Mag-iisip tayo ng tatlong magkakapareho. Kung i-multiply natin, x cube ang sagot. Pero isa lang ang kukunin. Hindi mo pwedeng isulat x times x times x. Inulit mo lang. So, cube root of x cube is x. Cube root of 1,000 ulitin ko, mag-iisip ng tatlong numero na magkakapareho at ang product niya ay 1,000. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, 10 times 10 times 10 is equal to 1,000. Pero hindi mo pwedeng isulat 10, 10, 10 dyan. Isa lang, 10. Okay. Meron na tayong value ng x para dito, which is the cube root of x cube, and value ng y, which is the cube root of the second term, y cube, 10. So, paano po natin isusulat? Equals, open parenthesis, x plus the value of y, which is 10, another parenthesis, the square of the first term on this parenthesis. So, for our first input, square of the first term, and the square of x is x squared. The operation used is minus. The product of first and second term. The product of x and 10. What is x times 10? 10x. Copy the operation used, plus, and the square of y. And dito, ang value ng y natin is 10. So, ito na ngayon. Ang ibig sabihin talaga ng exponent, it tells you how many times you will multiply the number. So, ibig sabihin, 10 squared is not 20. Mali ka dun. Dahil, 10 squared is 10 times 10. And 10 times 10 is 100. So, for the last value on the last term, 100. Okay? So, meaning to say, the factored form of x cubed plus 1,000 is equal to the quantity of x plus 10 times the quantity of x squared minus 10x plus 100. Okay. Sana ay naintindihan po nila. So, dumako naman po tayo sa difference of two cubes. Okay. Sa difference of two cubes naman, x cubed minus y cubed is equal to x minus y, or the quantity of x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay. Ito po yung dapat na i-familiarize natin. Dahil ito yung maging silbing reference natin sa pag-factor ng sum and difference of two cubes. Okay, first example. x cubed minus 27. X cubed is a perfect cube and as well as 27. Ang unang gagawin, kukunin natin ang cube root ng bawat term. The cube root of x cubed is equal to x. And the cube root of 27 is equal to tatlong numbers na magkakapareho kung multiply nyo 27. So, 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Pero hindi yung tatlo ang ilalagay mo dito, kundi yung isa lang. 3. Okay. May value na tayo for our x, which is the cube root of the first term, and value ng y, which is the cube root of the second term, cube root of 27. So, pwede na nating sagutin. Equals x minus 3. Okay. Huwag po tayong magkakamali sa sign. Kahit isang mali lang po sa sign natin, mali na po yun lahat. So, dapat mag-iingat po tayo sa paglagay ng ating mga operations or ng sign. Okay. For the second parenthesis, the square of the first term, x squared, plus, or addition is the operation used, plus the product of x, y. Imumultiply po natin. 3 times x. Very good. 3x. Plus the square of y. Yung y natin, yung value ng y is 3. And the square of 3 or 3 squared, hindi po 6. Mali na naman po yun, kundi 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Alright. So the factored form for x cubed minus 27 is equal to the quantity of x minus 3 times the quantity of x squared plus 3x plus 9. Okay. Huling halimbawa para sa difference of two cubes. Okay. Cube na lang para mas madaling intindihin. Okay, ngayon naman, may konting kahirap-hirap ito. Pero gaya ng sinabi ko, mahirap ito kung titingnan mo lang. Pero kung sasagutin, madali lang naman pala. Una, pareho lang naman ang mga steps. What is the cube root of 8x cubed? Isa-isahin po natin. Pwede naman nating i-separate yan. Cube root of 8 is 2. And the cube root of x cubed is x. Correct? Para dito yan. Dito naman, the cube root of 27 y cubed. Okay. What is the cube root of 27? Very good. 3. And what is the cube root of y cubed? Very good. Y. This is now the value of your first term, or x, and this is now the value of your second term, y. So, isusulat po natin yan. Open parenthesis, 2x for the first term, minus ang operation, and 3y for the second term. Okay, urong natin ng konti para klaro hanggang sa dulo. Right? Continuing, get the square of the first term on this parenthesis. Get the square of x. So for our first input, get the square of 2x. So ibig sabihin, ganito po ang mangyayari. The quantity of 2x squared. Hindi mo pwedeng isulat na 2x squared dito. Mali ka dun. Dahil dapat lahat ay may square mo. Hindi yung x lang kasama yung 2. So ito, mali to. X. So ganito dapat. The quantity of 2x squared. And ano naman yun? The quantity of 2x squared. Very good. 4x squared. So for our first input on the second parenthesis is 4x squared. Next, last. The product of x and y. Kita times daw natin. So ang value ng x is 2x. Times the value of y, 3y. Alright. Then what is the product of 2x and 3y? Tama. 6x y. So 4x squared plus 6x y. And lastly, addition na naman the square of the second term, the square of 3y. Pareho sa ginawa natin dito, the quantity of 2x squared. Dito naman, the quantity of 3y squared. Hindi mo pwedeng isulat na 3y squared lang. Yung y lang ang square mo. Dapat dalawang, yung number mismo and yung literal coefficient niya or yung variable. Ay, mali to. The quantity of 3y squared. Okay. What is the quantity of 3y squared? 3 squared is 9. Or 3 times 3 is 9. And y squared is y raised to the power of 2. So, ito na ngayon yung last term ng factored form. Okay. So, this is now the factored form of 8x cubed minus 27y cubed is equal to the quantity of 2x minus 3y times the quantity of 4x plus 6x y plus 9y squared. So, sana po ay may naintindihan po kayo ngayon sa leksyon natin. At kung naintindihan niyo po, maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat. Goodbye and stay safe.